Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of The Aftermath.
Merry Christmas.
Christmas. Wait. Oh wait.
We literally have
We literally have the horn itself.
Happy holidays.
Yeah. It's Christmas time.
Christmas.
At least it's about to be.
No.
By the time this comes out, it will be.
If this
Yes,
comes
it
out
will
on
be.
Christmas Day, that was the point of the we watched.
Yeah, well, they don't fucking know that. They do now.
Well, no,
Yeah.
they
Thanks
do
to
because
me.
it'll be coming out on Christmas Day. So how's everybody
The
doing?
only thing I'm going to say that I don't think I talked about last week's episode's audio was a little wonky, and I understand it. I've been having some issues with this soundboard communicating with my computer correctly, and we almost had another issue where we lost an episode last week, but it ended up recording on a different microphone
Yeah.
as like a backup, so everything worked out. It just was, if it's a little weird at times, just know that I fixed the problem, and from now on I'm going to like triple check to make sure that doesn't happen again, because I can't have that. I can't have that stress in my life.
Quality is tenuous around
Oh
here.
gosh, I didn't go through all this effort to get all this nice equipment just for it to just not use it, obviously. So I can't be having all
The
that.
computer, however, had other plans.
Yes. But anyways,
Movie talk.
yes, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into this one. We watched Die Hard.
Die Hard.
This was my first time watching it, and I can now say with all assurance that I see now why this is a Christmas movie.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
And there is,
Damn right you do.
there
The
is.
end of the song plays two Christmas songs.
Yes,
At the end, not to mention the ones throughout, but the ending of it is like,
yeah.
let's wind down the movie. Here's a tune to listen to while
Let
you're watching
it
the
snow,
happy
let
ending,
it snow,
and
let it
we're letting it
snow.
snow.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
exactly.
yeah,
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, I
Welcome to the club.
definitely. I thought that this was one of those like debates that people like to have about things. Like people like to get up in arms about it, where it's like
they do.
it's not a Christmas movie, and it's like,
But it
like,
is.
Yeah, but I thought it was one of those things, like they mentioned, like again, like
You thought it was like me and Harry Potter, where there's a debate present.
yes,
But there's absolutely no debate
There's nothing
present
debatable about
for-
Yeah,
Die Hard
exactly.
not being
Yeah.
a Christmas movie.
My Harry Potter thing is
anybody-
because I want people to get up in arms with me about it. I don't think anyone agrees with me
Yes.
except for one person who's recently been like, no, yeah, I get that, and I'm surprised even that one person did.
Yeah.
But like Die Hard is hands down, it's a Christmas movie.
Mhm.
Anybody who doesn't think it's a
Classic.
like, I can understand why people can get pissed off and think that it's not a Christmas movie in the
Because it's
conventional
not good fun for the whole family.
Yeah,
Maybe
I don't.
in the conventional sense of it not being a happy-go-lucky Christmas movie where there's like shopping and Christmas lights and all that kind of stuff.
Nah, fuck
But-
that.
But if you boil down just the definition of a Christmas movie, anybody who says it's
If
not,
we run the numbers,
anybody who says
wrong.
it's not is false.
Objectively incorrect.
if we
yes.
run the numbers, Mason, we can see that they don't lie, and they
Yeah.
are Christmas movie.
Yeah, they are incorrect.
Congratulations, dumbass.
Yeah. So
But it's also like up there with some of my favorite movies. I really like it. It's one of the few movies that I've seen
yeah.
before I did the podcast.
I
And
was
comically enough, the
convinced
last
that
time
you hadn't seen this.
No, I've seen it.
I don't
And
know where
the
I got
last
the
time
idea.
I watched it comically was, you guessed it, last year at Christmas time.
No way.
So, it had been a while, so it was nice to rewatch it. But yeah, I thought it was a really good movie. I love the
Man.
outfit design and how
Oh,
like he
yeah.
constantly gets more and more mucky and like all the
So
you can tell like that he's been rolling around through glass because he's got little tiny cuts. At the very end of
Yeah.
the movie, you can see some of the big cuts, some of the
Oh,
little
yeah.
ones. Like
Yeah.
it feels just so like well done. I love it.
Not only that, it's also the movie is like it felt like it just kept on chugging like a
Oh,
train.
yeah.
It's
Mhm.
like once it like continues to go, like it doesn't like look back.
Ain't no breaks.
Like especially whenever he goes from like the room that he's in where he's like getting freshened up, quote unquote.
freaking
That's-
Carl.
Like that from then on, it's just like
Suddenly, terrorists.
yeah, but again,
Robbers.
he doesn't have a chance to stop. He doesn't have a chance to get shoes. He doesn't
Mhm.
have a chance to all
Just
that kind of
fucking
stuff.
books it.
Exactly, and it's like, but I
Like,
like it.
fuck this.
Yeah.
The adrenaline and the momentum kind of keeps going. It's really nice.
Yeah, Alan Rickman does really good at acting.
Oh,
his
definitely.
character.
Dude.
Very well done.
Alan Rickman,
Yeah.
he passed away
He
recently.
did.
Or,
Mm.
Not
few years.
recently, but yeah, it's been a while.
Rest in
rest in
peace.
peace. Great
Such
actor.
a shame.
Great, yeah. Oh, who's everybody's favorite character?
Honestly,
Argyle.
Dude.
Oh man, it's so or Al. Man,
I really like Al.
Al's so
Mhm.
good.
Sergeant Powell, man.
He was
Yeah.
a good character. He's well done.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Very
mine was
well done.
definitely still Argyle. Mine was Argyle, hands down.
For sure.
He gets his moment to shine where he
Just punches that guy in the face.
where he hits that guy's car, and the guy's like, "Oh my god!" And all I'm saying is, he had a better one punch than even the main character did, because that one punch knocked that guy out.
Clean.
I understand he was up against a weaker opponent, but you got to give it to him, because
Oh,
clearly the way he shook his wrist, that was one of his first punches.
Mhm.
Solid.
Yeah.
Argyle, favorite character.
Good stuff.
Clean as clock, right up.
Introed very early in as the nicest character. I love him. He's a great character.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just
So-
a genuine boy.
Yeah.
Man, but like, all in all, I enjoyed the movie.
Oh yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
It had all those vibes of an action movie,
Right.
but it wasn't like a cheesy action movie.
Oh,
It's
no.
one of the only
It-
movies that falls in the category of action Christmas, and
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I need to know if
Christmas
there's more of this
action.
genre.
I'm gonna look up more action Christmas movies, because I just be honest, like, that's pretty wild.
Yeah, man, it was a wild ride, and I was along for it the whole time.
Oh yeah.
I know, I've said that statement before about many movies, but this is definitely one of those where,
Mhm.
gosh, the suspense and the
Oh,
thrill of it was so good.
It may seem like a blanket term to describe most movies. I feel like
Yeah.
being along for the ride, but when you are, you'll
Oh
know.
yeah. When this one is like,
It takes a
man,
good fucking movie to do that.
I like the adrenaline and like it kind of had me on the edge of my seat. Certainly,
Yeah.
I know how it was going to end up.
High
but
stakes.
Yeah, but just the high stakes of it definitely felt
Mhm.
good. It paid off really well.
Oh yeah.
There are a few scenes that are like, I'm like, yeah, this is just for the movie. This is just like for,
Right.
we have to keep the the tempo and keep the stressfulness up. But I'm just saying, anybody who hears a radio of someone being like, "Oh, we're all dying here," is going to be like, "Sir, this is a prank call." You never like assume it's a
No,
prank call.
Never.
You never. But that is one of my favorite lines
Fuck
in the
those
show.
two ladies at the beginning.
Man,
Oh
like
my God.
everybody who's talking to him, other guys like, "You don't know what you're doing. You're not helping the thing at all." And he's like, "I'm the guy who's getting shot in here, but
Yeah,
okay."
Yeah.
Fuck everyone
Like-
except Al.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and so
definitely.
it's like, these people are just ridiculous. But at the same time, it's part of the movie, so it's kind of like whatever. But
Right.
Big Johnson and Little Johnson just were like really terrible people. I thought they were
Yeah.
going to be at least okay.
yeah.
They were
Stone
the
cold.
We
scummiest.
lose
Didn't
28,
even
25%
care.
of the hostages. I love that line.
I can live with that. Yeah, you know who fucking can't?
Man.
Those guys that you killed.
The hostages that you're supposed to rescue.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
it was.
I love that though when they come in and they're like, "Just I'm Agent Johnson, Special Agent Johnson, no relation." I love.
Yeah.
All I could think of was Johnson and Johnson, which just brought me straight down Johnson Johnson baby oil. And I was like,
Family
"This is
company.
the SC Johnson."
Oh my God.
Oh man,
We're not
but I like
sponsored.
how
Yeah, we're
he's-
definitely not sponsored by
Don't be
Johnson and
cool.
Johnson.
of all the things to be, it's
I
sponsored
wish.
by. But like my favorite line probably as well is the, what does it sound like I'm doing? Ordering a pizza?
Yeah.
I was like,
Sir, this line is reserved for emergency
Oh,
calls
really?
only. Yeah, no shit, lady.
Yeah,
does it sound like I'm doing ordering a pizza? Probably one of
Jesus.
the best lines, man.
So I've actually seen the line where he's in the air duct with his lighter and he says, "Come to California.
Yeah,
It'll be a fun
Soak
time."
up some rays.
Yes.
Have a couple laughs.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen that line before.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't know that was what this was from, but that's funny. I got a nice little chuckle out of that. There was a couple of really good one-liners in this
Obviously,
show.
the
Oh,
Yippee-Ki-Yay lines. One
Oh,
everyone's heard.
yeah, of course. Yeah, but that and then also some good quotes from like the key characters. I love the little monologue of Al whenever he's talking about why he doesn't shoot his gun or whatever. It's like, man.
Yeah, well, that's actually what I was going to say is that's actually like my number one line for the show and like number one memorable line in general for
Oh, yeah.
anything, because it is true
Mhm.
when you're trained to do something
Yeah.
and it's like,
They can train you to.
yeah, I have the line written down.
Oh, yeah.
I'll show you. It says, I've changed it a little bit, but it says, when you're a rookie, they can teach you everything you need to know about being a cop except for how to live with a mistake. And I
dude,
was
that
like,
hits hard.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
And I was like, as
That's
like
rough.
as a paramedic, I feel like I've had that moment of like that line hits different hearing it the second time, because the first time I didn't do it. It was just whatever. It just
Right.
kind of did. But the second time, I've like been in training and like nearly made mistakes and nearly given the wrong medication, and I've been in situations where I'm like, oh, I've sat down and been like, this person needs help, and I could very easily mess everything up here.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
that's a mistake that I don't know if I want to live with. I like
Oh,
feel,
yeah.
I feel this guy on a big level all of a sudden. So
Right.
like,
Yeah.
as opposed to the last time watching it, this time I was like, it's a really good line.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love it. And then obviously the next best part the end of the movie when he does pull his gun on the guy.
Oh man,
It's worth noting that
Dude, fucking Carl.
Carl. I like how initially in the movie he writes Carl's name on his wrist. He's trying to learn about the story, which is a really cool detail of the story. I love it.
Yeah.
He's learning everybody's names,
Taking
but he
names.
writes Carl down with a K, and I'm like, bruh, you know that on stage because not one person would be like, Carl. I get that you're like Russian or whatever or like German, cool, but you'd still write Carl with a C. You know you would. But yeah, at the end of the movie, he pulls his gun on Carl, and it's worth mentioning. The first time I watched this movie, we like had to like leave, and we like it was playing. So like right at the end of the movie, we were like, "Yay, everyone's happy." I like left to go do something, and I actually didn't even notice that. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, "Yo, wait, he pulls his gun. Carl's not dead. I thought Carl was dead. I thought that fight scene, which was awesome, was the end of it. No, Carl comes back out and gets clapped by Powell, and I was like,
yeah.
"That's a really good ending."
Not
How
only
did I
that-
not even like
Not only that, but like I will segue that into the sound design. Gosh,
Oh, yeah.
was so good in this movie. The punches really hit. We have
Beautiful.
our nice sound system here, so it
I
really
wish punches
carried.
actually sounded like that.
Dude, it was just so good. But man, whenever, like, especially at the end, all the gun sound effects were prime.
Oh, yeah.
But like, there was a point where that one in particular, they must have cranked up something to like that dude pulls out a revolver and it's like
brought it to 11.
doom, doom, doom. I was like, oh my god, this dude is just.
It's a cannon.
Oh man, it hits different. Literally, he shoots that guy at least twice, doesn't drop, and then like shoots him one last time, and you're like, man, oof.
That was not a gun. That was a cannon. Sound.
Oh, yeah.
That was our kerbloom. Like
Kerbloom.
right? Yeah.
It may as well
He
have been in
pulls
slow
that-
motion.
Yeah, he pulls that trigger and it was a kerbloom sound effect, and then
He had a
you
whole
see Carl fall
blunderbuss.
over. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just like,
Hang on, let me get me grape shot out.
And everyone's like, "Put your hands up," and he's like, "Have at thee," and he shoots his blunderbuss. Like, yeah,
this guy has a what is it? He's Elmer Fudd.
Yeah.
He has a lot.
because like that sound
God.
effect was ridiculous.
So, but that, and then of course the first initial C4 explosion that
Yeah.
blows up like the
Yeah.
third floor. Whoa!
Oh, yeah.
My girlfriend was like laying next to me, kind of asleep
Yeah.
as this movie was going on, and that part happened, and like things just started popping off and exploding, and she gets startled awake, and it's like, holy shit, what's going on? And I was like, I mean, stuff's blowing up.
You
Yeah.
you missed a little. You missed a little
Yeah,
bit. Things
missed
are
a little
blowing up
bit.
now.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Things are on fire, and she's like, "Yep,
Yeah.
stuff's happening." So it's definitely really funny.
As far as like the story goes, you know what? A funny thing to compare this to, again, action Christmas movie compared to the one I'm about to compare it to is very weird. It has a nice Breakfast Club vibe to it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Where it's like everything is
Yeah.
just put in that one
Contained.
tower, and that's it. The cast
Yeah.
is just the cast. They introduce more people, but like
Right.
it has like a kind of vibe to it where it's like if you just have the cast and like in one area, you could still make a really good movie. You don't have to leave. You don't gotta do anything crazy.
Yep.
You know?
It
Just-
might also have something to do with the fact that they got the teacher in here, too, from the
Yeah.
Breakfast Club.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't even acknowledge that.
Yeah, dude, he was the fucking
The
deputy
chief. He's the
chief
chief.
of police.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, that asshole.
That was the teacher of the.
In that case, has even more Breakfast Club vibe. He just likes doing movies where he's interested in one area.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
But yeah. I
Yeah.
know for a fact that I've seen Al, like the guy who plays Al.
Yeah,
I've
I
seen
think
him
I've seen him in
handful of
different
stuff, too.
Christmas movies comically.
Huh.
I'm gonna
Interesting.
quickly look him up to see if I can figure out what else he's in. Yeah,
That's
but,
quite the change of pace, but also still in his field of work.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
It still applies if that's the
Man.
case.
It was just I'm a sucker for like good character development, or like just a good character arc in general. And like there was some things that I thought was really interesting, that like the sincerity and him being genuine there whenever he's like he's got his feet all cut up from standing in glass and stuff, and he's like probably at a loss of blood and not doing so hot, and he's just like, hey man, I need you to tell my wife something, you know?
Yeah.
And it just gets really real for a second, and then it's like, man, there's nothing like someone realizing their flaws and then just, kind of trying to
Oh yeah, I forgot. There's a Die
become
Harder.
better.
Yeah, dude.
I forgot. There's
Die
a Die
Hard 2.
Harder. I just that name amazing.
I
And he's in it, by the way. Al's still in it.
Good.
What's his name? Reginald Vell Johnson. And also, I think I know where you've seen him from.
yeah.
Either Ghostbusters or Family Matters.
What a fucking name.
Family Matters.
What's another one? Yeah, I think
Yeah, he was on a sitcom. I think that's what it was. I'm thinking of
Family Matters.
Family Matters. Yeah, because he was the dad, wasn't he?
Did he do that?
He was in. What's another one that I would recognize?
Dang, dude.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah. He just
Let's
seems
see.
like a good wholesome guy.
He's a
Yeah.
good actor. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, so
He's
I
in
liked that.
Girl Meets World. Apparently, it's okay.
There was a
Yikes.
Girl Meets World?
Yeah, on
they
Disney
made it
Channel.
like
Oh,
3 or
wow.
4 years ago.
Damn.
Yeah. It was a very modern thing, and it was not that great from what I
Oh,
heard.
really?
Get
Yeah, no.
roasted.
Damn.
He was in.
I really liked Boy Meets World.
Yeah, same.
I've never seen it.
Ever seen it?
No,
I watched it all the time, dude.
Man.
Well,
I never watched it like on my own, like actively.
he was in the Mistletones, which is a Christmas movie, so he's been in two now.
Tones.
Yeah, I think it's.
That sounds amazing. What is that?
I don't know. I think it's just a.
Ooh.
It sounds like some kind of acapella
Man,
Christmas thing. Or
My
something.
dude, he was
I
in
don't-
Meet the Browns. My dude was in so much stuff.
Oh yeah, like I said, I've seen him a handful of times.
He was in Christmas. Geif.
Christmas.
The Three Christmas. I don't know what that's supposed to say, but he was in another Christmas movie. Yeah, he was in
It's
a
on
lot.
Disney Plus.
You're fucking with me.
No.
Oh my god.
Wait, what is? Oh,
Boy Meets World is on Disney Plus, and I had
Oh
no idea.
shit.
You know what I'm watching
I'm
later,
gonna
man?
be
Oh,
preoccupied
Lord.
for like the rest of the week.
Jesus.
7 seasons, my boy.
What?
All
Yeah.
all 7 of them.
Jesus.
It ran from 93 to 99. I didn't know that. Wow.
Oof.
Yep, that's probably why I've never seen it because the time frame it was out. I'll be honest,
Oh.
guys.
All while I watched it was like in the early 2000s, so I watched a bunch of reruns.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Dang, dude.
Well.
I used to love that show. Anyways, regardless.
Yeah.
As I was trying to continue that
Die
statement.
harder.
Good movie. Expired greatly.
Oh.
Die Hard?
Oh, I see. my thing was I like what was I talking about?
The
Wow.
progression, character
Oh
progression.
yeah, but it was like
Excellent segue.
I'm sorry, I can't keep my train of thought going on here.
Grasping at straws here, man.
Yeah, but it's like
There's not much to say about it other than that it's just a good fucking movie.
Yeah,
That's
it's
the
a good
catch
action.
with-
It's
that's
almost,
it's
almost you at a loss for words of how just to describe
Well,
it.
no, it's just I think that's a sign of a good movie. Whenever things aren't happening that I have to take note of, that
Yeah.
it's a seamless movie where it's just action leading into action. And it's like I don't have to remember other scenes. Like
Yeah.
I have personal favorite points that happen, and I like, for instance, things that I love about the movie that I just forgot to mention was like the fact that one guy, I don't even know his name, goes up and is like, "Ah, come on, buddy, we're gonna do it right," and then gets shot in the
fucking
head.
Ellis.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah, Ellis. That whole scene's like, wow,
It's
you-
clapped.
as if Ellis wasn't annoying enough. Now you hate him, and then he's like, you see him be like, what are you gonna actually and he just gets shot in the face. Like it was just that was like a really well done thing, but like it all kind of flows in a way that you don't really have notes. Or
I think what I was trying to get across, but I couldn't think of or couldn't articulate into the right words, was the character Bruce Willis plays, John
McClane.
John
yes.
McClane.
John McClane.
He is the action hero,
Mhm.
but he never feels like he's Superman.
Yeah.
At no point did I ever feel like it was. It may have been.
He is regular man.
It may have been outside the.
I am regular man.
with police training.
Yeah, it may be outside the realm of possibility, but it never danced in the realm of like this is
Unbelievability.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I think it was like his little bit of exposition at the top to understand who he is as a person
Mhm.
and to kind of get his kind of demeanor, and then that.
I love that though. Getting his demeanor where
yeah.
he's like, you really just
Yeah.
don't shut up, do you? And he's like, I'm a taxi driver.
Yes, what I do.
He's like, you're a quick man, Argyle. Like,
Yeah.
I actually really like that intro to the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, so it's that, and then of course that parlaying on all the people he meets in the movie and his kind of demeanor as it continues
Mhm.
doesn't really falter from that.
Quippy ass man.
Oh yes.
Really strengthens the whole arc. I think is what I was trying to say that I
Right.
couldn't, like I said, put into words correctly,
yeah.
but I figured it
Very
out.
well written character.
Yeah. So,
Mhm.
because once you get into an action movie, especially one like this, it's very easy to tiptoe into the
Yeah.
Fast and Furious.
Unrealistic.
Oh yeah.
That looks something I really liked
Invincible.
about Rambo, where like in Rambo, he's a
Yeah.
crazy guy who's like unstoppable, but I really like Rambo where it's like, it always feels like within the
Dude.
realm of possibility, like all the crazy stuff he's doing.
Oh my god.
Like he seems like a
Man.
war hero, but it's like, but also like, I can't tell you this, like, this seems like a dramatization of something that actually happened still.
Yeah.
It's like, this seems like
Yeah.
crazy, but not like too crazy. The same thing with this,
Dude.
where it's like, this is
man, this is
ridiculous.
pretty nuts,
Right?
huh?
Yeah. I kind of got.
It's like you see with this, I'm like, this didn't happen, but like how far out of the realm of
yeah.
possibility is?
It might happen.
Exactly. That's the catch where it's like, it just didn't happen. Wait, did it? Like, did something like
could.
this happen?
I-
Right?
Maybe.
I liked the fact that it kind of reminded me of Rambo in a certain sense.
Yeah, yeah.
And very different,
Yeah, no.
obviously, but
It reminded me
in
of
the
Breakfast-
same
Very.
it reminded me
in
of
the-
Breakfast Club, so I think you got a better one than I do.
in the same vein though. Yeah. Or you can compare Die Hard to Breakfast Club. Go.
Die Hard is a Breakfast Club movie. It's not
Yeah.
just a Christmas movie.
Oh my
Exactly.
God.
Breakfast
I mean-
Club
Wondering when
2,
this
Die
is gonna
Harder.
branch off.
Yeah.
The dam is broken.
That's
Oh,
whenever
man.
the principal turns into the police chief.
Yeah.
After he realized teaching is not his strong suit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's when we created Breakfast Club 2, Die Harder.
He's better at bringing people down and yelling for no reason.
Wow. Dang.
One of my favorite, though, like, one of my, like, I guess more amusing scenes, I should say, not my favorite, but, like, is whenever they're, like, trying to shoot at the glass because he's not wearing shoes and all that. And, like, the amount of times he sustains a full automatic fire of that gun and, like, it doesn't reload or anything.
It's insane.
I'm like, this is right here of all the things in the movie that have been working for me with them, like reloading frequently. It seemed like they have actual bullets in their gun. This right here breaks the hell out of it.
Now,
This dude,
I can
this dude had
understand
a
if they
full
did,
auto.
like alternating fire, but
Right.
they didn't.
Yeah, no,
They
exactly.
just fucking unloaded at the same time sporadically.
Yeah, no, every burst of full auto that he did was enough time of full auto for him to have emptied one magazine out
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
time. So he does these bursts of fully automatic where I'm like, that was easily 30 shots. And then he's like, just immediately, like, he switches from one of the desks to the other and then does it again. I'm like, you are easily at 50 shots. You have to be. And he does it again. And I was like, you haven't reloaded once yet or anything.
What are you
This
doing?
this
Where are you
is-
getting all this ammo?
This is more than breaching the realm of impossibility at this point. Right? That's like the funniest thing for me is like after everything in the movie, right? That scene, I'm like, yeah, we're getting to pinnacle action movie now.
Yeah.
Where there's like, bah, 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 and then holding like pistols. Like, how is this even happening? Like,
Right.
But otherwise, I thought it was actually very good for that kind of stuff. Where
Oh,
like,
yeah.
they're reloading. He has like 2 shots off, and then the gun's out of ammunition. He just like, kind of thing. like
Yeah.
it's very good about that, except for that one scene where I guess they just really wanted to unload all their bullets in that one scene.
Had to.
Gosh. I'm
Not
just like,
enough glass.
I'm starting to think of more like little nuanced things.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like, dude. It's
him
just-
him not having. I also again another top line. Like that was really funny was he like when he kills the first terrorist, he's like 9 million effing terrorists in the world, and I had to get them with feet smaller than my sister. I was like, I love it.
Yeah. I love little stuff like that.
Mhm.
It's just sprinkled throughout the whole thing. There's just, I don't know. It was a really great movie.
Oh, yeah.
I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. I didn't know if it was going to be like because again, everyone, like I said, has been making a big deal about if it's a Christmas movie or not. I didn't know if it was going to be kind of cheesy or kind of weird or
No.
anything like that. I know it was a good movie for a reason, obviously, but I was
Mhm.
just I didn't know if it was just a lot of people talking or was
Right.
it just honestly a genuine movie. So I was like,
It's just damn good.
it's
Yeah.
a good one.
Well,
as far
like
as action
promised,
movie goes.
I also watched Elf. And I mean
Oh,
that was
God.
that was a straight up just Christmas movie. That was one.
Yeah.
That was one for the whole family kind of thing.
I
But
won't-
I
I
didn't.
won't-
I didn't dislike it.
I won't tell your lady, but what was your honest opinion of it?
I mean, to be honest, like she already hates you now because you.
Oh, I
hated the
know.
movie. You have now. Yeah,
I
you
did
corrupted
not
her.
say I hated the movie.
You said you disliked it, and she said you hated it.
I just said no. I just said out of all the Christmas movies, it wasn't my favorite one.
No.
Like I said, I love Will Ferrell.
It's cheesy, but I mean, I like.
I love Will Ferrell,
Yeah.
and in most of his stuff. Some of it, I don't like the character. I just don't care for it because I don't.
I think
find
Will Ferrell makes everything instantly gold. Like
I love him.
just
see-
comedic genius.
it, and I understand that, and you're right.
Yeah.
But there are sometimes with certain characters, I'm like, I'm just not a big fan of it.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's just not my cup of tea when it comes to comedy. And Elf is that movie where it's
Yeah.
like there are certain things I find funny, but then there's some that I'm just like, eh.
I mean, yeah, I'll tell you all the things that at the end of the day sound like I shouldn't have said that I like it, but
Yeah.
like it was cheesy, it was over the top. The comedy was way too like loud and cringe and cheesy,
Yeah.
and like there was so much going on. The stuff that I like wouldn't like out of a comedy, but like I don't know, I still thought it was a pretty good movie.
Yeah,
it was
of course.
it was like hyper Christmassy, so it's like oh yeah, like it's kind of a fun.
Yeah.
I get how it's like memed and so popular and on T-shirts and crap.
Right.
I get it because I've seen it now. Is it my favorite? Like No, I still think the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger, where he's like,
Jingle
"Put the
All the
cookie
Way.
down."
Jingle
We
All the
should have
Way.
watched that one because that is still
Oh,
hands down
man.
the best
Fuck.
Christmas movie of the freaking millennia. I love that movie.
As long as it's still December, we can still watch Christmas movies.
I mean,
Yeah.
we don't have to for the podcast necessarily
We
because
don't.
we've all seen it before, and I've seen it
Right.
80 times. I
Yeah.
could probably quote the thing, but like, ta-ta, Turtle Man.
Oh, man.
Dude, it's such a good movie. So like, I'm not even going to like act like Elf has taken that one's place.
Oh no.
But like, I enjoyed Elf. I thought it was a fun movie. So I mean, I'm probably gonna watch it again for Christmas because apparently our family watches it all the time because they love it. So I'm like, okay. I mean, whatever. Again, I didn't dislike it enough for me to be like, oh, like,
Yeah.
oof. No, like I thought it was a good movie. So if it's on the background, I'll probably like it more if it's in the background. Actually,
Yeah.
Yeah.
paying less attention to it and kind of looking up, be like, ha ha. ha. That's
One-
way
Yeah.
easier than like it's trying to sit down and, like
Makes it
watch
a lot
it.
easier to digest.
Yeah, or just like it makes it funnier because it's like when you're just watching it, you're like trying to get the story. It's kind of like there's a lot going
Like,
on. There's
okay,
like
yeah.
trying to, but like whatever, you're just kind of like it's in the background. You guys can like when the conversation lulls, you can be like, aha, elf, lol, and then get back to the conversation.
Funny will fail.
Yeah. Yeah. So, oh look, he's big, but he's actually elf, but he's too tall. I think, yeah, it was enjoyable.
The
All the other else.
there's a couple of like I haven't watched the traditional Home Alone in a long time, which is one that I
Bruh.
probably need to do. But
Bruh.
not only that, I also don't think people talk about it a lot. But the original Santa Claus with Tim Allen,
Actually, a lot of people say that was
That
their
one's
favorite.
not bad.
I really like that movie.
That
I
one's
like that version of Santa Claus. I don't know
Yeah.
why. I think it's because I've probably watched him as on Home Improvement, and he's like that, that stereotypical dad
Mhm.
character.
Yeah.
It just
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of fits well into like
Yeah.
the Santa Claus
He does
character.
such a good dad character.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But like also,
It's just
even though you haven't heard of it in a
Consistently a
while
dad.
or anything like
Oh
that,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
he never has not been a dad.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Honestly, came out the womb.
Yeah, dad,
Yeah, he was trying to build a patio route.
Father Christmas.
He was getting a fence set up.
Gonna
Yeah.
grill some burgers.
But
Yeah,
yeah, even
Or
though you
to
haven't
kiss the
heard of it
cook
in a
apron.
long time, I'm pretty sure it's a lot of people's favorite.
oh yeah.
oh yeah, yeah.
Because I keep hearing about it
Mm-hmm.
from other people saying it's like their favorite. Home Alone's
Again-
up there for like purely for nostalgia factor, but low key.
Oh, of course.
Was it Jingle All the Way? Is the one we're talking about?
Yes.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is it? That's all. That's all I know.
Oh
That's
yeah.
all you
I could
need.
Google Ta Turtle Man and I'd find the movie. That's why. That's all that
Oh, yeah,
matters.
of course.
So
Man, talk about from a different time. All those
Yeah.
were like '90s, early
Oof.
2000s movies.
yeah, comedy that is even funnier now that I've grown up
Oh,
because
definitely.
because you can't get away with it anymore. You
No,
just can't.
there's like this sweet grace period where it's like after the '80s, we have like '90s comes around, and like there's a new level of technology that makes movies act a little differently.
Yeah.
But they're still just as vulgar as they once were back in like
Right.
But like the early 2000s.
It's a lawless wasteland because
Yeah.
you can say anything as an insult and everyone could
Yeah.
take a joke better back then.
Yeah, yeah.
Now nobody could take a joke, so all these things can't be
Yeah.
said.
Early
And half the
2000s,
times
things
I
start changing.
remember that these things are said in these movies, and I'm like, "Whew, that one was a side swipe." And I'm like,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm like, I love it.
Yeah.
So
Man.
I will definitely be finding Jingle All the Way on or Jingle Bells on
Oh, it's Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way, Jingle Bells. I'll be watching
Jingle all the
Schwarzenegger,
bells.
Schwarzenegger's Christmas,
Schwarzenegger's Christmas.
a very Schwarzenegger Christmas. On,
Schwarzenegger jingling bells.
drinking bells.
I'm in jingling bells.
He could jingle my bells.
Taking bells. Taking jingles.
Of all the things for me to say. But yeah, so Arnold Schwarzenegger can jingle my bells. You can quote me on that one.
Oh,
I
God.
just said it.
I'll be sure to. You
I'll
can
be
bet
sure.
that after any time we watch a fucking Schwarzenegger movie, you can bet I'll quote your ass on that.
And I dug my grave. Right?
Good.
We'll burn that bridge when I cross it, as I say. But I'm gonna be finding whatever streaming service that's on, if it's on one, and I'm gonna be watching it. If I
Looks
don't
like it's
know
on
what it is.
Hulu.
Well, we don't have that one, so
Yeah.
freak. Well,
Hulu.
I'm gonna go on ahead and instead
Oh, Amazon
take that.
Prime, I think.
Take that from our Amazon Prime. We have to pay for half the things on it. So it's weird. It's like, oh, you can watch season 1 through 5 of SpongeBob, but not the rest. You have to pay for that. And I'm like,
whoops.
what do you mean? I have Prime. Like, so
Doesn't count for anything.
if it
anymore.
doesn't, right? Yeah, they just want me to pay more money than
I only
freaking
want 2-day
greedy,
shipping.
greedy people. Free. So, but I can just get the DVD from them, and I'll be watching that movie as well
Yeah.
for more Christmas spirit, maximum Christmas.
You got the
spirit.
hookup.
I do. She has a lot of movies too. At some point, we need to start watching Emergency. I was given the entire set of Emergency,
Dude.
and I'm like,
I've been staring at that for the past couple days now.
I'm like, this is going to be so
I
much
want to watch it.
ancient EMS, ancient first responders, where it's just like fire and all that. And like, bro, I cannot wait for them to use the old like life pack. What is it, like 10 or no? It's like before the 10, where they have the paddles for freaking defib.
Yeah.
I want to see them use that because if there's one thing that I will always be sad about, it's that I became a medic after the pads were gone. So I will never get to just rub those two blocks together and say, clear, and then shock someone. I'll never get that.
Why even try?
All I get is the loud, doo, and then I do clear, and then it's still beeping, and then I just do, and they just kind of gyrate real quick. But I'll never get the pad thing. Were the pads more dangerous? Yeah, because if your like leg touched them, then you would get shocked and boom, great, you're in asystole now too, lol. But like, man,
But that's so
much
fucking cool.
so much more visceral though, right?
I can't wait for you to see all the different because I'm pretty sure they're gonna start spitting out some like medicine terms
That are
Like,
so
use
dumb.
outdated.
all the old
Dude,
old
yeah.
medicine terms.
Old
That's
medicine
so
term-
funny.
They're gonna start using meds that we don't even touch anymore because
Yeah.
they've been proven to be dangerous.
We're gonna
They're
push
gonna
some-
put. I already know that they're gonna put everybody on a spine board. And I'm gonna be like,
Yeah.
we don't do that anymore. That
Yeah.
breaks people's backs.
This is,
Like,
this is gonna be so fucking.
oh
funny.
man, and then
Because considering that you can now be an authority on this kind of shit,
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah.
gonna be so fucking funny.
Yeah.
I'm fully expecting every 5 seconds you're gonna point out like that's wrong.
Wrong.
That's
not
wrong.
even because
False protocol.
Yeah.
I'm only gonna
You're
stop
fired.
and tell you the things that are right. Because honestly, things have changed so much from the beginning.
Almost
that-
everything is gonna be fucking wrong.
No, everything's gonna be wrong. Again,
Oh my
down
God.
to patient movement. And whenever they put them on a spine board, already wrong. We don't do that anymore.
Jeez.
We don't put people on spine boards
Is it-
anymore because that breaks their backs.
Is it true that like you don't really use morphine anymore?
We don't use morphine anymore. No.
Yeah, exactly.
We
I
don't
didn't think
use
so.
Morphine
I-
was a big one, and that's why
I watched-
at my department we used fentanyl because it's, and I quote this because I memorized it for school. It's approximately 83 times stronger than morphine,
Yeah.
but it's the same type of drug. So we
Yeah.
give it in a lower dose, and we can be more careful with it.
Of course.
It doesn't play with people's blood pressure and respiratory effort like
Yeah.
morphine does, but it has the same effect.
Yeah.
So it's less playing with
I
things,
watched
but-
a clip. This is gonna be funny. You guys, I want you to hear this. I watched a clip of something happening in Cyberpunk 2077,
Oh,
a very
goodness.
modern game that
Oh, no.
has come out.
Oh, no.
Again, one thing
Oh,
I've
no.
always said about stuff like this is if you are portraying a future universe, don't use things that are like so recognizably anchor you in the present,
Right.
because I think it really throws you for a loop.
This
And that
definitely
happened-
applies to literally anything in medicine. You
Yes.
may as well make up a
Y-
whole new way for everything that works in
Yes.
the future and be like, but make it like so. Because again, you know,
Yeah.
you've all heard the quote that I don't even remember, but you're gonna know it. That like the technology of the future looks no different than magic to someone from the past.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
May as well just make something that looks magic and say nanomachines. Like this is
Yes,
freaking.
Metal Gear Rising.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
Metal Gear. You may as well just say nanomachines.
Yeah.
You may as well just do that because honestly,
They harden in response to physical trauma.
Yeah. None of this makes
So
sense to
you
me.
may as well just say that because medicine changes so drastically
Yes.
that it just
Well, let me
not even worth it.
let me
I-
continue.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me continue. Cyberpunk 2077, ambulance spaceship flies up,
Yeah, ambulance ship.
and comes out with rifles that are combat medics.
yeah.
They start.
It's
They
part of
start.
a fucking
They start.
insurance
hold on, hold on.
package.
Yes. They start busting out there, and they're like, "Stand back from the patient," or drop the patient, or whatever. And the guy comes out there, lays down a stretcher or spine board. It like, kind of like stretches
Yeah,
out, appears,
does this
whatever.
thing.
Does this thing, crouches down. You lay down this lady. She looks dead, but I think her cybertronics are messed up or whatever.
Or,
And of
I don't
course-
know, future shit.
Yeah, or future stuff. And then of course, guys with the guns are like, "Now back up 5 steps back," or whatever. And you, of course,
I
your
love that.
character-
That right there, that could be the future of EMS for how
well,
things are going.
Well, exactly. Well,
It's
so,
just
and so
pointing
of course,
rifles.
so again, like you step back, and of course you got 2 guys trained on you, and the guy down there, and of course another guy comes out from the back. They both pick up the stretcher and walk back, and he's like, "Okay, we're gonna push 500 or 50 cc's of morphine. We're gonna push
Yeah,
we're
they name
gonna-
off like several.
They name off
different drugs.
like modern day drugs that I was listening to it going, that's
Like,
not even.
there ain't no fucking
We-
way
we
they're
don't
still
use-
using that
I need to see that
bullshit.
scene again because I wonder what the other drugs were. But also, I like that they
Yeah.
measured. They they knew so little what they were talking about.
Yeah.
They measured it in CC. They said CCs.
I
They
think
did.
so. I think they
'Cause-
use
Yeah,
5
they
cc's
do.
or something, or
And
something.
if it's 50, that's ridiculous.
Or I don't know.
If it's 5, then like I just like that they used CCs because that's a fun fact.
yeah.
CCs is the fancy word for milliliters.
Yes.
So that's what everything uses to sound like smart.
Medical.
The only time that we
Yeah.
use like CCs is like when referring to the syringe. Like, okay, I got 10 cc syringe.
Yeah.
But whatever, as soon as I fill it up,
I'm
they're
like, okay, we got 10 mils.
I got 10 mils. Yeah. So I don't know. There's absolutely no difference.
Yeah.
But like we just use them interchangeably.
Yeah.
But also that's how they can never say that they got a dose wrong by just saying that they gave milliliters.
yeah.
Just be like, oh, I gave 5 cc's. Oh, great. How much actual physical medication
Yeah,
did you
yeah,
give? Oh, 5 mils.
Oh, 5 milliliters.
Your concentration could be anything at that point. They could have given 1,000,000 milligrams. And it's just like, oh, but it was in 5 mils.
You don't
Yeah.
fucking know.
Right, yeah.
I could have given him whatever.
Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
Weather boy.
Right. So, but
On a
I can't
side
wait.
note,
I can't
yeah.
wait to start watching Emergency and be like, oh man, look at that. Again, down to
gonna be
putting one on a
so
spine
fucking
board.
funny.
Because the reason why I did a spine board was for immobilization of the spine. So when people have potentially like a back injury.
Yeah.
The problem is we found out that them bouncing around on a hard surface that doesn't pad them at all might be a little bit less efficient than a pad. Because the stretcher's not comfy by any stretch of the imagination, but the padding is better than a spine board that they're literally strapped to. I don't
Yeah.
know why we didn't do the research sooner, but guess what? We don't use those anymore.
Please tell me that was intentional.
What?
Any stretch of the imagination.
Was
One
not.
second while I slap my knee. I don't know if you can hear that enough. I slapped my knee. I also moved the mic so you can hear it. I don't know if it worked.
On a side note, man, I'm gonna be real fucking disappointed if they don't branch into if the medical field doesn't spec into nanomachines.
I'm gonna be honest.
Soon.
I'm pretty sure we're trying to
I'm gonna
spec
be
into
so
nanomachines now.
pissed.
I'm gonna be pissed if we don't spec into guns and
Yes.
spaceships.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, man. If I can't roll up on something with an assault rifle in the next like 3 to 5 years, I don't know if I can be a medic anymore. It's not getting safe out there, guys.
That's the only sucky thing is because in game it only applies to like this special deluxe insurance package that this bitch had.
I mean,
Yeah.
guess what? I would work for
Anything.
whatever agency
I mean,
has
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
What does that agency want? Experience? I'm working on it. Like,
I'm getting there.
We're getting high on time here, but anyway,
all I'm saying is I'm down.
I hope you guys all out there have had a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holiday.
EMS Platinum Edition.
Oh my god! Oh man!
We'll come get you.
So
if
do you
anyone
have-
else is there,
Do you
we'll
have
get them too.
Do you have the premiere version of EMS or the premium version?
We actually have EMS Pro Plus.
Yeah.
Did you
Um,
pre-order the
plus.
We show up
Legendary
with
edition?
assault rifles. In
Yes.
fact, there's one guy with an RPG just in
I-
case
oh my
I have
God.
angered the government. There's one guy who shows
gonna-
up too.
I'm gonna tell you our slogan is either you will make a way or I will make one.
And if we have to pick you up for whatever reason, we also just give medications at your request. You want to be high? Whatever. You already called for us.
You got it.
anyways, we're getting off topic again. Merry Christmas, everyone, and a happy holidays to everyone
Yippee-ki-yay.
out there. Yippee-ki-yay. Thank you for joining us on this wild ride. It has been a crazy year. All the ups and downs, all the stuff that has gone right and wrong with this podcast and everything else in between. I just appreciate everyone tuning in and listening.
We
It's been
lost
a lot
two
of fun.
probably my favorite episodes to the void, and I will never forget those.
That's okay. We
Hurts.
will. A new year is on the horizon, and we will figure that out.
Yeah.
It'll
Um,
never be the same.
No,
It's okay. We can just remake it.
We'll cry. It's what we'll do. All right.
Anyway,
so
I think our next
make me cry.
our next episode is going to be like a little recap of.
oh yeah, we did say that.
Did
Of yeah, we did. It's going to be because I think the next one's going to be on January 1st.
Right.
After this one, obviously.
Oh, God.
So it's going to be. I want to do like a little recap of all the movies
Hashtag
we
New Year,
we
New
watched.
Me.
January's made of sandpaper. I don't like it.
What?
Really?
January's made of sandpaper? What do you mean?
Yikes.
It's just that's what it reminds me of. It's got the consistency of a fucking sandpaper.
You just feel like
Anyways,
January's are
before
just
you guys,
gritty?
before you,
Big letdown.
we'll talk about this on the next episode. If you want to, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Just type in The Aftermath in the podcast section. You can find us there.
Like
Look for our little
sandpaper?
our little logo. I almost said Lego. You can look at our
Like what grade
our,
of sandpaper?
look at our link tree / Ian Wolf, and you can see all of our social media links. Anyways, thank you so much.
Put in your votes. Rate the months.
Quartz and rough, and it gets everywhere.
Coming
Sandpaper.
soon.
Bye bye.